you look at the way Mike ran the offense tonight, and he was able to come up with the right reads at the right times, hit some big shots right when you guys needed them. What can you say about his progression from last season to early this season, and what have you seen from him in terms of the leap he's taken from that point to this point?
I think the biggest thing is just being on the floor, being comfortable. It's tough coming out from being hurt, and then coming back in and trying to feel where you need to be in the offense. So for him, you have a full training camp, well, shortened, but full training camp with us, everybody, getting a feel of what guys like to do and just playing with each other for a whole year. It definitely helps, and you see how comfortable he looks, and he's looking good out there, and I think he's making, like you said, the right reads at the right time and not rushing, kind of just doing his thing. And that's the Mike Conley we all know, and, look forward to seeing more of it.
Next up, Brian Miller, KSL.com.
Hey, Donovan, I'm just wondering, how different do you anticipate this 7-game road trip versus every other season that you've been in the league?
It's a lot more video games, to be honest with you. That's really it. I think at the end of the day, playing 5-on-5, playing the game is just 5-on-5. We understand we play teams. We understand what we have to do against them. But at the end of the day, the biggest thing is not being able to leave the hotel, or being kind of restricted in our movements, which is why I said more video games or more kind of time in the hotel. I think that's the biggest difference, just kind of the downtime. We're not going to be able to really practice that much, I don't believe, from my understanding. So just being able to just be indoors, and, it kind of feels like you're just in a moving bubble, per se, for lack of better words. But I think that's the biggest thing, just being kind of in one spot throughout the whole road trip, even though you're going to different cities.
All right, we have a question from David James, KUTV next.
Hey, Donovan, how important were the hustle plays across the course of this game? Derek Favors got rejected at the rim, but falling backwards on the court, he still got to the ball and got it to you, and you got a bucket.
Yeah, I think the little things are what's going to help us, win, whether it's that play or, whether it's a loose ball going out of bounds, just the little things. For a team like that, for them to come back, we got to continue to keep fighting in every way possible. We don't always get to, score for it to be, impactful in the game. It could be a tip out. It could be a steal, fighting over a screen. It's the little things that get you over that hump and get you where you need to get. And I think that's what ended up, helping us, push through their run and their late surge.
Eric Weldon, Salt Lake Tribune.
Hey, Don. Q told us before the game that one of the biggest things he was looking toward was you guys kind of pushing the pace a little bit, getting it out ahead, eyes forward, getting into the offensive sets earlier than you had been. It seemed like that was pretty effective, at least through the first 3 quarters. What's your assessment of how that adjustment went tonight?
Agreed. Just pushing the pace, instead of walking the ball up, giving them time to set up, just pushing it, and that's not necessarily a push to get to a basket, but making them have to run back and move and shift. And then it's also a mindset, continuing to push the pace and finding the right guys and moving the ball. We did a great job of that tonight, and I think that's just going to be the biggest thing. If we can continue to do that, continue to play at pace, I think we'll be in good shape.
All right, last question, Kristen Kenny, Jazz TV.
Don, this is a look ahead as well, kind of a 2-parter. You mentioned being on the road and how different that's going to be, but you're also going back home and playing in an empty MSG. That's going to be different. And what things do you take away from tonight that you can bring on the road?
I'll start with the second question. I think the biggest thing we take away is the way we push the ball, push the pace, the way we guarded. I think we did a solid job. They made runs. We were able to counter those runs, and being able to understand that we can't, we're not always going to beat teams by 20. They're going to make pushes. They're a really good team. And I think just being able to, how we countered their runs and how we were able to get stops when needed. I think that's one of the biggest things, being able to push the pace on offense. And then, it's going to be weird going back home. I really don't know how to feel with the whole not being able to see my family and friends. But, it's my sister's birthday on the 4th, so hopefully I get to see her, and I'll be excited to go back, see my mom and sister, and just be around my family. I think that'll be really special to kind of start the road trip. It'll be good.
All right, that's it for tonight. Thanks, Donovan. Safe travels.
Bye.